back to the YouTube channel of JJ Prime Reviews, the channel where bots get rated and fans get hyped. So, what figure are we reviewing today? Well, we are going to review the Transformers Studio Series Concept Art Deluxe Class KSI Widow, and a very cool figure as far as I'm concerned. But is she truly worth having in the collection? Well, let's check her out, shall we? Let's go! Now, of course, before we take a look at the figure itself, we need to take a quick look at the packaging. So we have a nice image of KSI Widow herself in robot mode and her car mode. Now, again, it's a little bit banged up here because I tried to remove the price tag here, but it is what it is though. Studio Series from Age of Extinction Concept Art KSI Widow, and as you can see, she is a Decepticon, not an Autobot. She's a Decepticon. And on this side of the box, we got a nice full image of KSI Widow herself, Studio Series, Age of Extinction. And this side of the box, we got the rest of the image. Got that factory thing, Autobot logo for some reason, Deluxe Class. On the top here, her name is KSI Widow, Age of Extinction. And on the back of the box, we got the obligatory product shots. We got the robot mode, the vehicle mode, 17 steps. Oh look, the movie logo, which is pretty cool. And then you have a brief bio for her, which says KSI Widow is a drone controlled by Galvatron. So that is basically it for the packaging itself. And moving right along, here we have KSI Widow fully transformed into her vehicle mode, and she is an officially licensed McLaren. And yeah, this vehicle mode looks great as far as I'm concerned. It looks gorgeous. It looks so nice and beautiful. Look at that. Just look at this vehicle. Oh, it's such an expensive car, and I'll never own in my life. But hey, I can actually have a mini version of the McLaren in my collection. I'm so happy with this car mode. Man, this car mode is beautiful. It's so nice and solid. Like, I do quite like it. So let's get in close so we can take a look at the details. You can see the grill here is done in a nice black paint right here. Nice silver paint for the headlights. And you can see the McLaren logo is nicely painted. It's very small, but it's molded in. It's painted red, which is quite nice. You can see the windshield wipers here. Nice translucent plastic for the windows and windshields. Nice gunmetal gray paint for this side here. Nice silver paint for the rims. Yeah, the rims are very nicely painted. I will say, very nice. You can see the McLaren is just written right there, which is quite nice. And yeah, nicely painted as well on the back. And on this section here, you can see the thing that the part where you fill the petrol in, which is pretty cool. I like how they molded that. See the side view mirrors and molded in place as well. But all in all, it's a really great looking vehicle mode in my personal opinion. Now she does come with accessories, but her accessories are already stored inside the vehicle. I will show you where they store inside the vehicle once we get down to transformation. But yeah, you can see the top here, and there's the bottom. You can see how everything's gonna work out there, and yeah, all in all, very nicely done. And she has and of course she can roll, and she rolls very smoothly. That's very nice. So yeah, so let's bring in some size comparisons. And there you go. There we have KSI Widow compared with the other Decepticons that we got from the Age of Extinction portion of the Studio Series line. So we got Stinger, Lockdown, KSI Boss, and Galvatron. Sadly, I did not get Shadow Raider and KSI Sentry because didn't really care. I actually wanted Shadow Raider, but then I figured, no. The orange Lamborghini, not a big fan. You know, I prefer this color for the Lamborghini mode. I just prefer this color. But that's just me. But would love to have more Decepticons from Age of Extinction here, like Junkie, Oreobot, Two Head, a more screen accurate Chevrolet Trax. That's why I passed on the KSI Sentry. I just want a more screen accurate version of that design. So yeah. But again, Hasbro, please bring us more Decepticons. Please. Anyway, so there you go. That's pretty much it for the alt mode comparisons. Okay, so we're pretty much done with the vehicle mode itself. It's a nice, gorgeous looking McLaren in my personal opinion. So without further ado, let us transform KSI Widow into her robot mode. So the first step to do is to untab these doors here. Just untab these doors here, right here. Now, the best way to get this untabbed is I would just bring this down like so. Just crack all this open here. Just bring down the hood like so. There we go. That's how you do it. So just bring all this out like so. Just bring all this up. You can see how everything is sorted away. And this is where the guns store in vehicle mode. They just tab into those slots there. So right now I can just remove these guns here and just put them off to the side, and we'll take a look at them in a little bit. So now let's continue on with the transformation. So it's quite easy to take the hood and just bring this down like so, and then take these pieces, flip them up like so. Now you can take the arms here, just bring this up on that hinge, just bring that up on that hinge just like so, and there you go. And take the head here, there is a tab that will go into a slot right in there. So just unpeg that and just flip this over, tap that in, and boom. And now you can take the doors and just bring this down, bring that down, and there you have the back section all done, and we have the upper body all done. So for the legs, you just split the legs like so, split all this just like that. And this is my favorite part of the this is my favorite part of the transformation. It all folds in. So just fold this in, fold that in, and fold all this in. And then before you fold that up, you have to untab this section here. Just rotate this up, and that will, then you push that in, and that will stay in place just like that. And now we can just fold all this up like here, like so. Tap that in, bring out this this section here. That'll be the heel spur, and then bring down the foot. Bring down the foot. Whoops. Bring down the foot, and then flip out her knee spike right here, and there we have a leg all done. So do the same thing on the other side. Actually, you want to untab this first and then rotate this up, and then you push all this in. That will tab together like so. And then take this section here, just fold all this, fold all that, fold all that, fold this in, bring this up, tap that in, bring this out, flip out the foot, flip out the knee, the kneecap, and we're pretty much done with the transformation. I think we're done. Yes, we're done. Woo, we are done. So there you have KSI Widow fully transformed into her robot mode. And she looks pretty cool. I really like the design of this robot mode. It's somehow a vague resemblance of you know, the concept art design that we see online of her. And you can see I'll splice an image of that design. So you know, I know she's not red this time around. She's orange, but you know, Stinger had the Pagani alt mode, so that's why she's not red. So she had to they had to retcon her into having the McLaren vehicle mode that we saw in Age of Extinction. So technically, that was her. So technically, she was in the movie, just in car mode. We never saw her robot mode. So her robot mode is the only bit that makes this concept art. So yeah. So, but yeah, very cool looking robot mode indeed. So let's get in close here so we can take a look at that head sculpt. Let me zoom up a little bit more here. Bring up the camera. There we go. And that's a really cool looking head sculpt. I really dig it. Really cool. Love the hair and everything. And I love how we got some extra hair molded in the back here. And it's not connected to the head, but that's just that's just pretty cool. I like how they molded in the hair. That's quite nice. I do quite like that. I thought this was the tail at first, but you know, it's connected to the head. You know, the ball joint is right there. It's connected there, so you can't flip this down and make it a tail. So I kind of wish that she had a tail, because the concept art design of her had a tail. So, but oh well, it is what it is. But still, very cool looking robot mode. Not much of a backpack. She got the door wings just hanging out here, but all around it's a pretty cool looking, very nicely done robot mode, I will say. Not much kibble sticking out, you know. Very nice, very nice. I like how the car kibble just makes her shoulder pads, and that's pretty cool. I do quite like that. And yeah, very nicely done. And even nicely painted. You got the arms, there's the orange bit here painted. You got the legs, the orange bit painted here, and then the chest here is also nicely painted as well. And the legs are nicely painted as well. So yeah, as far as paint goes, she's got a bit. She's quite a lot. She has quite a bit of paint work on her, which is nice. I do quite like that. So, all right. So as far as articulation goes in robot mode, the head is on a ball joint, can rotate side to side. She can look up a little bit, can't really look down. The shoulders can rotate a full 360, and it can move in and out. You do have a bicep rotation. You do have an elbow joint, about 90 degrees of bend. Nothing at the wrist because the hands are molded into place. Nothing at the waist as well. Legs can move up that far, can move back that far. Can't really do the full splits because you got this section blocking the way, but you know, she can move out her legs that far only. She does have a thigh rotation. She does have a knee joint, very under 90 degrees of bend, but if you untab all this, you can actually get some 90 degrees bend there at the knee, but only if you untab all of this. But if you keep this tabbed in, she can only do under 90 degrees of bend, but that's pretty much how you want your knees to bend, me personally. The feet can move up due to transformation. They can't really move down. No ankle tiltage because her feet are just molded in that A stance, that natural A stance position. And you know, that's fine. That's fine for me. I'm not expecting too much articulation from a live action movie deluxe. So that's just me. But yeah, all in all, very cool looking robot mode. Definitely, you know, would have loved for more articulation in the leg area, but that's fine. It is what it is. It's still a very nicely done figure in my personal opinion. So now let's talk about how she wields her weapons in robot mode. Now before that, I'd like to show you how to store the weapons in robot mode. As you can see here, there's a slot right there on the door here, and there's a tab on the gun. So basically you just take this and just tap that there, and that's how you store your guns in robot mode. But you know, she is a Decepticon, she is a warrior, she's a soldier of the army, so you need to have her hold her weapons. Well, she doesn't really hold them because these weapons are more, you know, more like arm cannons. So basically you just clip this onto her forearms, and there you go, and there we go. Just clip that on, and there you go. There you have one of the arm cannons plugged into place. Take the other one, plug it into place, and she has been armed with her arm cannons, which is quite nice. And now she can shoot down some Autobots if she really wants to. So yeah, very nicely done in my personal opinion. So let's bring in some size comparisons. And there we go. There we have the Studio Series Age of Extinction Decepticon armies thus far. Because we got KSI Widow joining the fam here. So we got Stinger, Galvatron, KSI Boss, and Lockdown. And very cool. Oh man, they look really good together. A nice looking Decepticon army. Again, as I've said earlier, Hasbro, we need more Age of Extinction Decepticons to fill up this army. 5 is not enough. We need more, please. Give us a 2-head, a steel jaw, a better screen accurate Chevrolet Trax figure, a junk heap. Give us Oreobot, if you will. But but all in all, the Decepticons that we got so far here from Studio Series, they look really good together. So that's pretty much it for the robot mode comparisons. Okay, so here are my final thoughts on the Transformers Studio Series Concept Art Deluxe Class KSI Widow. And a very neat figure in my personal opinion. The robot mode, I think, looks really cool. I love the design of this robot mode, very nice. And the amount of paintwork is pretty good too. And yeah, I have no complaints as far as the paintwork goes. So yeah. Vehicle mode is gorgeous. She has a lot of paintwork in her vehicle mode, and that is quite awesome. So yeah, it's quite rare to see a live action movie figure that has a lot of paint on this, and yeah, very nicely done. Articulation, while it is not perfect, she can still be posed in some way, so I appreciate that. So yeah, I mean, definitely could have used a bit more articulation in the legs, a bit more range of movement, some ankle tilts would be nice, but all in all, it's still nicely posable. It's still, you can still pose her however you want. So I've seen the images and she looks good in her posing. So the transformation is very smooth. It has some genius tricks like folding up the car into her legs. It definitely reminds me of the Transformers Prime RID Viacon transformation. So yeah, very clever transformation there. So all in all, a very fun figure to mess with as far as I'm concerned, and I say that she is totally worth having in the collection. So now, if I were to rank this gal from a scale of 1 to 10, I think I'm just going to give her a solid 9 out of 10. I think she deserves it. Could have used a bit more articulation here and there, but all in all, nicely done figure, very solid, very cool, and yeah, I'm pleased with her. Very pleased with this figure. So I think that is pretty much it for today's video review. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are completely new to the channel, be sure to click that subscribe button down below, and while you're at it, click that notification bell icon down below as well, so that you will never miss any of my future videos. And of course, if you have enjoyed this review, be sure to click that like button down below, give it a thumbs up. And of course, you can always check out my Studio Series Reviews playlist for any videos you may have missed. So I will post the link to that playlist in the description down below. And I think that's pretty much it for me to say. So there you have the Transformers Studio Series Concept Art Deluxe Class KSI Widow. And this is JJ Prime signing off. Peace out to all of one, and I'll see you guys next time. KSI Widow!
A leader. The viewers must subscribe to support the cause.
Optimus, they know that, but sometimes you've gotta ask with style. Hey you, yeah, you watching, smash that subscribe button, or Prime is giving a speech. Again.
I heard that.
Good, now hit the button, before he starts cutting the covenant of Primus.